this show is a version that we worked out for the tour of the UK after finishing in the West End. It's very, very similar to the West End production, although there were some minor edits in it and a few little things that were changed. But yeah, basically it's exactly the same as what the UK audiences saw.
I think when you're rehearsing something you're not really sure, even if it is a production of something that's big and famous and established as Singing in the Rain.
It's in such high demand, this show, and when it started in Chichester in 2011, they never thought it would be as big as this, which I always think is the best way with a show, when you're not, you're just doing something, you're doing it for a short run, and then all of a sudden it takes off.
I think when people think of Gene Kelly, they think of his dance, and it's very much a dance-led show.
There's not many big dance shows around now where you get to really dance. And Andrew Wright's choreography in this piece is just incredible. The energy that you have to put into it. 8 shows a week. It's hard, but it's so enjoyable. And the fact it rains on stage, that just feels like too much fun.
Don't you know everyone wants to laugh?
Kelly, the resident choreographer, showed me the Make 'em Laugh routine, which is great to see how it's adapted from the film version. She has such an incredible grip on exactly what count the people around me are passing me a hat, with Kelly kind of being all the other people in the scene, because it's obviously this whole thing is on a film set, and there's people walking by with different props and different costumes. And Cosmo's doing this number within that, but picking things up that are going past and getting hit in the face with planks and jumping over suitcases. See how it was kind of just piecing together what I'm doing within all this chaos, so that when the ensemble comes in to fill in the people working in the film set, I'm not completely bewildered by all the props and everything flying at me and looking at me, and how that all fits together. That gives one incredible trust that they're going to guide you through this process in a quick way so that you can really get on top of it as soon as possible.
It is a difficult show to cast, actually, because all 3 of them need to be triple threats. They all need to be able to sing, dance incredibly well, and act.
It's always scary for the Don, Kathy and Cosmos at first, because it is so intense, and that's why we do what we call a boot camp week, just to really drill them and get all the information to them, because there's so much choreography in the show. It's pretty intense.
It's a funny thing, you come over and we initially audition everybody on dance, and then of course we sing them and we act them. But then we have to look at them as a trio together, those 3 roles, so they sort of not only have to fit the role, but they have to fit the trio as well.
I've always known Debbie Reynolds and looked up to her, and I loved the dancing, and tap also, it was a huge part of my childhood. I tapped all through my childhood. In fact, my ballet and my modern dance were good training, obviously, for technique and that sort of thing, but tap was where I excelled, really. So to watch a movie like that and see her tapping, it was just like I had stars in my eyes. So it's a huge dream come true, really.
The plot of Singing in the Rain is about silent film stars trying to learn to do talking pictures. So there's quite a few scenes in the play where we need to see the films they're making or the films they've created. What we're doing now is we're making all the films that go into the show. In the movie, you see a cutaway to the film, then you cut back to the reaction, they cut away to the film.
Yeah.
On stage, we have the film playing and a row of the cast underneath, so we see them both at the same time. So you have your leading man and you have your leading lady, and obviously they have to be in all the films, but those have 2 understudies each. So we film with every possible combination of all of them, which gives us 9 combinations we have to film each time. In the plot of the show, what happens is the leading lady has a terrible accent, so the love interest, the sort of 3rd lead, overdubs her, and there are 3 of her. So after this, once we're finished, we'll take all these movies into a dubbing studio, and for some of the scenes we're going to record all 3 of the Cathys and overdub, which gives us 27 finished versions of the show we could possibly do.
I've trained and we've worked with the lead actors who have been absolutely amazing. I mean, they have picked up choreography and been at the rehearsals and been fully committed. Sword work is technique, from the bottom to the top. How you hold it, how you use your blade, what parts you're using. These swords, these are picture swords, right? But these will take your fingers off. That'll drive straight through you. There's in your stomach, and in this particular fight, there's one of the stuntmen has 3 stabs at his stomach. this will go straight into your stomach if it's offline.
We had to literally in 2-3 days had to try and get a basic feel for sword fighting and then learn the choreography of the fight and then actually have it ready to perform on camera, which was, it takes, he would normally spend quite a lot of time with the actors to prep them for that, which was really exciting to know that we hit those marks. Like he wanted to, he knew that by lunchtime he wanted to have covered this, and by the end of the day he wanted to have done that, and we hit those marks perfectly. So like he was quite happy with us, which is a great feeling, I must be honest.
This way for fun.
I'm laughing at clouds so dark up above. The sun's in my heart and I'm ready for love. Let the stormy clouds chase everyone from the place. Come on with the rain, I've a smile on my face. I'll walk down the lane.
We have a rain tech session when we get to New Zealand, and that's always a fun day because rehearsals are so intense and it's hard work. Everyone gets really tired and frustrated, because by that point at the end of the rehearsals you just want to get on the stage and have the costumes and have all the props. So when the rain happens, it's kind of like a light relief. Everyone gets very excited about it, and all the choreography goes out the window, and all the cleaning we've done with the brollies, like brolly goes here, it all goes out the window because everyone's having such a lovely time splashing around in the rain.
The audience get wet too and tend to love it actually. People fight to get into the front rows so that they can get splashed by Don as he sings in the rain.
Singing in